Um, we left you all in the plague pits, kind of standing, the rat catcher trailing behind you, with his newly begotten head. Um,
The newly begotten.
yeah, and it's roughly about 2 now. It's past noon. The sky, the sun is starting to pull towards the west. Um, but you have some time ahead of you. What will you do?
Um, anyone know any good pizza places in
Oh,
Evilshot?
fucking no.
Oh, contacts. That'll be contacts.
Ricotta? Ricotta, you sound Italian. Do you know any?
Their toppings are not the best around here.
I will give you. Yeah, there is one topping.
Yeah, it's one time. We all know what it is.
We all know. There's like one that like pretends it's got a bunch of toppings, but they all like the pizzas all look the same. You know?
They cut it into different shapes. One's a tomato, one's a basil leaf.
A margarita pizza for my comrades here. You know we don't have that.
The red one? You got the red one. All right. Juice a few rats for him.
You're getting rats. Get him a rat.
You're gonna rat. Okay?
Give him a fucking rat.
A rat, get out!
Spittle shooting out on your forehead on the hard teeth. Getting a rat.
Yeah.
Just quick cut back to Ricotta, who blinks as the spittle dashes his forehead.
Fucking dripping off the brim of his hat.
Oh.
I'd say my good sir. Wiping his hat.
Fucking broken.
I
I would like to stop along the way and fish.
Sure. So, which direction are you heading? Because currently, the streams are up north, and you have this large body of water. But actually, I'm sorry, man, you only really have like a few spots. You have this stream over here, or you'd have to walk all the way down to Vertrauen.
Probably not all the way down to Vertrauen.
Why?
It's like going
I mean,
way
that's
out
where
to
we're
go
going
to, like,
tomorrow. I
fucking
mean,
Colorado's.
Yeah, Ricote looks at the giant thing in the sky and says, "I suppose the exciting thing is happening at Vertrauen." I imagine we would go back to the Tomb of the Forgotten.
Okay. Yeah, you can make it there in time before the sun would set.
I mean, is that the group consensus? Is that where we're going? I could be wrong.
Crow, the boss, would be marching us. It'd be on the way, because what time is it?
Roughly 2. And I'll just cut to the chase. The rat catcher can help you move a bit quicker here. You can get basically anywhere on the map before sunset.
Okay. Well, then we want to get right back to the quest giver, Lucas, and
okay.
I think Clearwater is right in the way, so
yeah.
I could even not make it a pain in everyone's ass and stop for a customary rest so that Ricote would be able to fish without it being contentious.
Ricote goes to fish, and Crow just slaps the cane out of his hand and into the water. Ricote has to just watch helplessly and pretend he's not bothered by it. That's fine. It makes him feel big. His fucking hands are shaking.
You're limping the rest of the way. Well, if that
I have
raises
this in control.
If that raises your esteem any, makes that noise. Walking back the whole way.
It's the entire fucking time.
All right, so we will set you guys. Are you all on the path that way then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. The rat catcher will follow behind a good distance before leading up ahead, and he will kind of take your directions, Crow, and help you find a few paths that are quicker through the mountainsides. And as you guys kind of emerge onto this main thoroughfare down here, it'll be a pretty quiet walk up north until eventually, getting a little bit closer towards Evilstadt, you will see 2 figures about 200 feet off, and then one of them just completely drops to their knees and seems to be like prostrate, while the other one, a man, seems to be like talking to them, kind of making a bit of a show.
As it should be.
But the woman does not stand up. She continues to lay prostrate.
Novocaine buzzed right past that.
Yep. I'm not engaging with that. Are you kidding
I'm
me?
not.
Fuck that. No.
So this is a much more local one. This is not a Wells Fargo. But about 20 minutes away from where I live, there are two towns that are literally right next to each other. One is called Henrietta and one is called Victor. I had to fucking wipe the sleep out of my eyes.
It's so
Hey, guys.
embarrassing, Kane.
I gotta cancel the session. I really enjoyed telling the story, but I'm derivative, unoriginal, and you deserve better than that.
He's getting British.
He is getting
Wow,
British.
what's happening?
That's
Okay.
why.
I'm partnering
guys-
with Wells Fargo.
Do you guys feel like Kane is going insano style?
Oh, you know it.
Hmm.
You see me put on my Sonic brand shoes, and I'm fucking dancing.
That's not how you use that, Dave.
Don't ever use my words against me.
Sorry, could you? I don't know. I was blissed
Yeah.
out. I didn't want to pay attention to what anyone else was doing. What's the scene that's playing out here with?
Yeah, of course.
Dave's town.
You guys are approaching Evilstadt. About 200 feet away from you, you see a woman fall completely to her knees, prostrate, and then this other man seems to be like talking to her directly, a bit like raising his hands as he does so. But she does not move.
And
He's about
did
to
you say
behead
this
her.
was mid walk, or could this be like while we're resting and Rakote's fishing anyway?
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, why not? Let's have you guys do your shit first. Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
all my
let's go ahead and do
shirts.
it. You know what, Declan? That's a good idea.
Fuck. All right, thank
It's
you.
a good idea.
Oh my god. What a
Easy.
oh.
Easy.
Do whatever the hell you want with them.
Oh, I plan to. You're all gonna watch.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
No, I'm not gonna watch.
He's
but
putting
whatever.
more hair on my head. He's putting hairs in.
Yeah, stop putting watches
hairs
on
in
his
your head.
wrist.
Went to a local barber shop and I upend the hair bag directly onto Declan.
Ugh.
It's not good. So yeah, let's have that be the case. So, Rakote, go ahead and give me a fishing first.
I can do that.
A challenge of 1.
Ugh.
God, it's
What?
always style. Okay.
Wait, what? No, never fucking mind. Sorry, I had scrolled up to see what fish I caught last time because normally I write them on my sheet, and I don't think that I did for this one.
Okay.
But I think we used them anyway.
Okay.
What appeared to me is as the chat moved, it was Sean with a physique of 2, and I was trying to in my head figure out how Roll20 had fucked up that badly, but it was just that I had the chat scrolled up.
You just look over and him and I are wrestling like we're that thing where you just have two guys are mutually grappled, so they just both have their arms up and they're turning back and forth. It's just me and Kote. Me and Restoman.
Accidentally clicked on the wrong table, but I'll let that one stand and then I'll roll one more.
I'll take it.
All right.
Oh my god.
Damn, these are both really good.
Mm.
Dang.
I need neither, but I eat both instantly.
That's fine. You can do that. It's
Makes him feel strong.
It makes him. Yep. You got it.
it's all part of the plan, Rastaman. Fucking throws the bones at me. It cuts my cheek.
He's negging me.
Don't you have a bad consequence? Should you use that? Not the metagame this, but
Yeah, I do have a severe consequence.
Well, that would help.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to these for now. There's no sense in using it right away.
come on.
Actually, I think I can only hold one fish at a time, though.
Yeah. So the way this would work is you need to distribute the fish.
Okay.
Fish and loaves.
Distribute the fish.
Distribute.
Rastavan, are you currently carrying one?
I'm not carrying no fucking fish. That fish got burned the fuck up.
Take it easy.
Motherfucker.
I will. I'll keep the consequence one for me, and I'm gonna give you the physical stress box one.
Me?
Yeah, you.
What about for your friend Crow? Your old crewmate.
Okay.
And old crewmate, new friend.
Your best friends.
Gain an additional stress box for one scene. What's one scene? Does that mean a whole encounter, or is that?
Yeah. So usually a combat scene, or if there was like a chase, like we can talk about what that is. But imagine it's like a big event, like there are multiple roles and things like that involved. whether that's combat or some type of what is that called? A contest.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but Rakote will he'll reel in the first fish and then the second one, and he'll call Rostavan over, and same as before, he'll tie it around your neck.
Okay. And as you two are kind of tending to this, what would Crow and the Pale Lady be doing?
Hmm.
I
Fishing.
get fish, and I don't know what joke I thought I was gonna make out of a one.
If that was a fishing roll, I would actually give you a fish.
Man, I specifically am not, unfortunately, because
Okay.
at this display of survival, Crow is looking enwrapped, as he so rarely does, Pale Lady, who I'm assuming is once again my scene partner, given the other two.
Mm-hmm.
He is has his spear rested in the ground and is almost resting his chin atop it. He's not quite that relaxed, but he is sort of at rest as he stares out at the scene of possibly another two prey yielding to the wilds.
Yeah. And that'll be kind of the scene is Crow, you see them before they see you, and their eyes look completely past the woman's does. And when she sees the Pale Lady, even from this distance, she just drops to her knees. And that'll be our lead in as the other two kind of tend to their fishing, and you find a little edge to kind of sit and watch.
The Pale Lady is half submerged in the water, just kind of enjoying the liquid
Okay.
as she's regarding Crow.
He's taken out of it a bit as they notice something near him, and he turns and looks at the Pale Lady, and whatever implacable fascination existed in his features has shifted as he's like, oh, well, now it's not genuine.
And currently, despite the man's efforts to pull her up, the woman continues to lay prostrate towards you, Pale Lady.
Shoot her
Okay.
Oh my god.
with my shoot stat.
You do have a +5 shoot, which we talked about. I wish you'd
Yeah,
stop.
which we talked about ahead
I wish
of time.
you'd stop. Yeah, I wish you'd stop.
I wish you wouldn't use it anymore.
Are they far enough away that I have to use a notice to like hear what he's saying?
Yeah. Challenge of 1.
Nice.
Oh my god, what? Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Kinda
man, it's
cluing
awesome.
into what's happening.
It's awesome when he does this, when he takes a piece of watch. The next part of the trick is awesome. Oh, I don't hear.
Okay. You will hear him, kind of a gruff voice, saying, "What kind of a plan is that? Stand up and talk to her. You're making a fool of yourself." And she
Uh,
will go ahead.
I would say the Pale Lady will start to emerge from the water, taking note that they seem to have. I guess they're paying attention to their group. She doesn't yet fully understand that it has to do with her specifically.
Well, I know you can't see it, but she finally saw us. Good news, huh? He'll just kind of like put his arms down again and stare out over the bridge towards you, kind of waving both arms.
She'll kind of turn her chin to Crow and say, "We seem to have more company. I hope they're not with the gold shirts. That would be inconvenient."
Yeah, he's just looking at you, who is the person that they saw and are now engaging with, and he just goes, It's clearly irritated.
Yeah, she'll approach them if they're waving.
Yeah. As you emerge from the water and start approaching, you can see that they are indeed not gold shirts. They seem to be any other rank and file that fills this island. And the man kind of crosses his arms and prods at the woman with his foot. It's kind of like poking her shoe. And then she will look up just a little bit if you approach.
Yeah. The
Okay.
pale lady will sort of tilt her head, looking down at the woman on the ground, and say, "Are you also searching for fish?"
No, Mother of Sleep. I was looking for you. It's an honor and a blessing to be in your presence.
Oh, well, how delightful.
Henrietta, you don't have to beg. I'm not. Please forgive him, Mother. I tried to make Victor understand, but he's as stubborn as he is ugly. What?
There are many stubborn minds in this place. I do not visit often for leisure, and now I do not visit of my own will.
I'm sorry to hear that, Mother. And if it is within my power, I would help you. But I've come to ask a favor.
I am surprised. What
Um,
is it you need?
my friend, Inez, she cut herself on a rusted fence. And it's poison. It's been in her for days. She's afraid, and I can't do anything, but you can. Please.
Ah, but is it her wish?
She asked for you. And she will kind of finally look up, clearly distressed.
Where is she?
Um, she will kind of point a bit, unfortunately, the direction you came from. She will say, a coliseum just southeast of Evilstadt.
Oh,
We
my
were trying.
colleague is going to be quite displeased.
I'm sorry, Mother.
There is no need to apologize. I am happy to help save the souls of any who are seeking it.
We're grateful. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. And she will finally start to raise herself up from the ground. The kind of stones from the earth sticking to her head a bit as she rubs them away with the back of her hand. And she smiles at you pleasantly enough.
Uh, the pale lady doesn't. She kind of smiles in return, but it's foreign. It's not fully human anymore. But she definitely regards the woman with reverence. How old is this woman?
Um, young, maybe 24.
Tell me. I have not been back to this island in many years. How is it that you came to hear of my name?
Well, you're the pale lady. Everyone's heard of you. Whether or not people believe, that's another thing entirely, but I know. I knew. So did Inez.
I did not expect to come here and find such opposition this time. But I suppose, like all things, time changes.
She will just say, you're a wise lady. And if you would wish it, I would serve as your retainer while you're on the island for doing me this service.
I am afraid such a task would only lead you toward an untimely end. For the things that we do are dangerous.
I
However,
Go ahead.
uh, there is something I would ask of you.
Anything.
Take the knowledge that you have of what comes beyond and spread it. To as many who will hear you and those that will listen, there are those here who are blind to the eternal swimming that comes when your last breath is given. And
Henrietta,
I am
what the hell is she saying? But go ahead. He's very unnerved immediately.
she'll look toward Victor and say, there is no peace in death. You churn with the eternal tide at the bottom of the ocean. And it is my service, my duty to this world, to this existence, that I save those souls from damnation.
I am glad that the stories are true. I'm not, says Victor, just kind of like a bit taken by the story. And I won't fear death as long as you're near.
She will. So quickly on the map, can you point out where we have to
Yep.
go for me?
It'd probably be closer to. Let's just make it there. You could easily make it back in time. Like, it's a little bit of a split. If you left this way, like one group could go that way, the other group could go that way. Whatever you want to do.
I mean, they'll figure it out. I know where I have to go.
Sure.
She'll nod and she'll say, I will seek your friend and end her suffering before it begins.
Please, lady, allow us to travel with you. This place is dangerous.
If you so choose.
We do. Yeah.
She will turn and start kind of gliding back over toward Crow and look down at him and say, what was it called? The Colosseum?
Oh, yeah, there's a Colosseum in this, you could just say, like, south of the Plague Pits.
I must head south. I am needed there.
There's a displeased quirk of his head.
Though we have an accord, I would not ask you to wait on my behalf. I will return when I am able.
Where is thy bidding?
She'll kind of raise a wistful hand, unfortunately in the direction toward where we came. Says, to the south. A Colosseum, so they say. Someone is dying there.
There's an indignance in his features as his head starts to incline further. But you say Colosseum and it pauses. And he sits up straight. And he'll look down the road at the whelps and call out louder. What be this Colosseum?
Henrietta will speak first and say, well, what it used to be, I can't really say. It's safe. That much I know.
He looks more bored.
And Victor will just say, don't imagine there's been many fights there in a very long time. But the walls are sturdy.
They say the Rat King is there. The Rat Baron.
He has an 8-level combat dungeon. It's really in-game stuff. You're going to want to make sure you're ready to fight.
He receives all of those details, and Crow is starting to disengage in terms of interest again, and he looks with displeasure at the pale lady, and he says, "Waste."
At this
As
point,
I said.
go ahead.
Oh, she'll say, as I said. Though I understand our accord, there is no necessity for you to accompany me on this journey. I will go, and I will return.
At this point, the other two of you, you can see that your other two party members have kind of been conversing with some people that were coming along the street, but you can return with your daily catch.
Yeah. Unless you have anything to say before that, Sean, we can go rejoin them.
I'm gonna.
Eh?
Oh.
We're good. Yeah, we'll approach.
He's not okay. Somebody help him.
The paramedics are on their way to get Sean. It's fine.
Oh! Heart attack. You're too young. It's not a heart attack.
Not a heart attack.
It's an edible. You had some. Come on.
What an awful thing to hear if you actually are having a heart attack.
It's not
Just
a heart attack.
It's not a heart
The people
attack.
that showed up to help you refuse to believe it.
Shut up.
Not having a heart attack.
If you're having a heart attack, prove it right here, right now. Do it.
Prove it.
You'd fucking die if you did. Uh-oh.
Oh. I won't tell if you don't. Okay. In that case, the Pale Lady, accompanied by Henrietta and Victor, you're free to head in that direction if you so choose to do so.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, if there's no engagement from those guys, all right, Crow's going to really look this over. He's going to look at the satchel in his hand. He's going to open it up, see what's inside.
It's a dildo.
Damn.
Oh.
It's probably not.
I had that weird DM moment where you're like waiting for somebody else to say something.
Yeah.
I really was. I had
just
my
in time.
hands over my head. I'm like, any second now.
Here it comes.
Declan, as I said before, the satchel is a bit heavier than the last one, and peering in, it's obvious why. It's the entire bottom half of a jawbone, again, completely covered in gold, with quite a few teeth missing.
The Crow just observes it, and his highest amount of editorialism is he just turns it over in hand and just says, "Teeth," and then puts it back away.
That's amazing.
He'll cinch it up and look like your dad weighing whether to lend you the car or not, very sternly at the pale lady as he jostles it in hand. And eventually he'll snap over at Ratcatcher, which is, as the Ratcatcher has come to learn, his signal for him. The only way in which he's willing to directly address the Ratcatcher.
Yeah. He will bow, as he does. He thinks that's something you need to do.
Master.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Crow needs as he gestures the man-boy over and kneels to his height, holds the satchel, and says, "Man that requested the plunder, Lucas Mueller."
I do not know the name, but maybe by his face.
Thief, cut purse, confined within the walls.
No. We do know each other. Yes, I can find him.
Not kill.
He seems a bit surprised by that, but nods.
He's sad.
Deliver plunder. And he slowly extends the bag, threateningly, to the Ratcatcher.
Yeah. He will accept it and look inside. Oh, shiny. And he will
Crow's
cinch it
hand
back up.
snaps into view and cinches it closed. before he can catch much of a glance, and he has that disapproving look of hate in his eyes, and he says, "Deliver."
Mueller, thief, cutthroat. And he will just kind of nod, waiting for further directions.
Yeah.
Rakote will ponder out loud, and he'll say, "Do you imagine this thief will remain honorable towards your deal if we are far from where he is when he receives his plunder?"
The rat catcher rotates.
He'll say, "I'm asking you, sailor, how you intend to keep this man honest."
"We'll keep honest, or we'll suffer."
"Yes, and you will wring his neck from the opposite coast."
"We'll find him."
"Provided he doesn't need the second half of his plunder to leave the island, you will find him. Or he will take the fruit of our labors and depart without you."
Crow strikes no.
God damn it.
Crow is staring hard at Rakote, and he says, "Cannot return. Have to attend Colosseum."
Well, then we have two options. Actually, no, he'll say, "And then it sounds like you should hold on to that bag until you return from the Colosseum."
Crow shakes his head slowly at Rakote, but has a modified version of his plans, and points down to the rat catcher, and goes to retake the bag, but says, "Find Mueller. Parlay."
With teeth or no teeth?
He takes the bag and says, "No teeth."
Mm.
He's grown really
He
attached to
doesn't like
them.
it. Yeah.
But linking up the future plans, he will indicate on whatever map someone has, or in a direction, say, "Can be found in Vertrauen."
What's he referring to?
Crow is indicating that when the man wants to come and collect the bag, he'll have to make pilgrimage to Vertrauen to find Crow with it.
Okay.
Oh, very smart.
Interesting. Okay.
Very smart.
Okay.
Because in the time all this bullshit takes,
Yeah.
my main target is going to be in motion, so I am going to line up rather than go all the way north just to chase him again.
Man. Okay. That's cool.
So Crow will stuff the satchel away and bid the rat catcher
Adieu.
say
Say it exactly like that.
a day.
Thank you.
I don't like that.
That's pretty good, actually.
A dio.
Accurate.
Okay.
Ooh.
So the rat catcher will go off in that direction. Does he go alone? Is anyone accompanying him, or that's his goal?
Yeah, we send just Rostavan with him.
And Ross.
You wouldn't believe the adventure they get up to.
That's
All right,
playing,
so-
but it just cuts to rat catcher dead
Actually,
in a ditch.
before the rat catcher leaves, I'm sorry, I was sleeping on this
Get back
decision.
here, boy.
Yeah, Rakote whistles, He doesn't respond to it. Rakote, a single tear rolls down his cheek. Rakote will say, perhaps you could send him with one tooth to show good faith that we have his plunder.
Are any of the teeth loose in this jaw?
Not this one, but you could loosen them.
Crow is going to examine it and then gesture it towards Rakote to show that none of the teeth are loose.
What would the challenge be to take one out? Is that physique?
Yeah. And the physique challenge is an 8.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
All right, just get in there.
Crow wasn't even about to attempt. He was just going to indicate, like, this is the condition it's in. I'm not going to break it to send him a finger in the mail.
Yeah, he'll look that over, and is there anything on like the satchel? Is there like an emblem or anything on it?
Oh yeah.
So there's the emblem of the sun.
Yep, of the former monarch, a son.
He'll say, perhaps the bag then.
Not shiny.
Quiet.
The bag.
Crow is going to hesitantly remove it, wrap it in some sea-dampened rag that never dries from his coat pocket, and throw the floppy, empty satchel to the rat catcher.
Yeah. He will catch it and flip the icon a few times over, trying to decide which side is right side up before settling on it and tucking it into his packet.
Rakote will walk over to the rat catcher, and he'll put a hand on his shoulder, and he'll say, now hear this, future king. What you have there is very important, but also potentially very dangerous. Let nobody see that symbol. You see it here, and he'll run his thumb over it. Let nobody see this, except for Lucas Mueller. Do you understand?
Cloth can't hurt anyone.
Not cloth. Symbol attached to it.
He will, you are very wise to him, so he will nod slowly and really allow it to settle into his head.
Yeah, he will
Sun
continue.
is hot.
There we go. I like that. He'll say, very hot. Contain the palm of your hands. Now go.
Yeah, he will even more quickly place it into a sack, making sure he will not touch it with his bare hands, and he will take off at your direction towards Lucas.
We can visibly see him steer a hard left to go fuck off at the Mall of America. He doesn't last 2 minutes before on the horizon you see him bang toward a pretzel stand.
This is an orange Julius.
He trades them the patch and walks away.
He doesn't even attempt to find normal money.
Right away, you see him pointing over towards us,
Yeah.
indicating where he got it from.
Oh, man.
All right.
Okay. So he will go do his job, and you will be left with Victor and Henrietta.
Yeah, the Pale Lady will look at Rakote and Rastavan and say, I am needed to the south, so I will head there. I will go there. I don't know, the head there's feels weird.
All right, I'm gonna head out.
I'm gonna head out.
So no head?
Done.
Come on.
Sean's disappointment always gets me. Come on.
He'll say, Drowan is in the south. We shall accompany you.
Is that such a good idea since there's about to be, a siege?
I'll say, well, we could walk all the way back to the Tomb of the Forgotten, only to walk all the way back to Vertrauen after that, or we can be there ahead of time. We know which side of the siege we're on.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm more pointing my question to her. What are you planning on doing in there?
I'm not going specifically in for Trown, right?
I don't
No,
believe so, no.
no,
Right.
That's for
near
me.
it.
fairly
Uh,
removed.
I seek a coliseum where a woman is dying.
Colosseum. Is that within the city? Where is that?
She'll turn to Henrietta.
Henrietta will just say, "No, it's a bit of distance away. Did you see Overlook, the lighthouse? It's just a bit north from there."
Oh, I saw that one. All right then. Suppose if we're not in the warpath, it's a safe bet.
She'll nod, and she'll start moving. A little bit aimless, but in the direction that we're generally going in.
You start walking
Yep.
east, and you get a good ways before someone feels like they can correct you.
Like, hey, don't,
Hey,
wait, no.
What is her name? Veronica.
Henrietta, and you are going to help a woman named Inez.
Inez.
Yep.
Excellent.
Okay, and Mac, just Henrietta's probably going to be a little stubborn. Which +1 skill would you like her to have for your sheet?
Oh,
Do you have something off the top of your head or no?
why not?
drive.
Drive.
Why not drive? I'll give you 20 reasons.
Why not?
I would say either will or notice.
Okay.
Probably notice. She's my extra set of eyes.
Okay, sounds good. She will take on that aspect, an eagle-eyed aspect, as she kind of forged her way back along the path you originally arrived from. And as you guys turn tail and head back south, casting your eyes towards Ebelstadt, you can see that indeed, true to his word, Arnaud has amassed roughly 100, 200 people, all of which seem to be camped out in Ebelstadt. You see the glint of their silver, some of it rusted, but all of them kind of setting up tents and fortifications for the night. But both Henrietta and Victor don't really pay that much mind as they continue to lead you south.
Yeah, she is just dutifully following their direction.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. In that case, you pass the plague pits you emerge from and head further and further south into what appears to be more of a kind of groomed and maintained graveyard, as everything else seems to be kind of overtaken by entropy. But here, many of the gravestones seem to have been righted, the bodies laid properly to rest, and just kind of like a more of a sense of control and order here as you get closer to Vertrauen. And though you never see the steeple of it, the presence of the nameless, those that follow the nameless king, can be felt. Um, but that's neither here nor there. As the sun begins to set, maybe about an hour or two away, and you are brought to the base of a great mountain. And it is here that Henrietta and Victor kind of come to a rest, and Henrietta is the first to point at the massive Colosseum before you, which is a +6 shelter.
Nice.
Excellent.
PogChamp.
And Henrietta will say, "That's it, the place." And then she will regard the pale lady and say, "Inez is just a little bit further south, but your friends, do they have a good set of eyes amongst them?"
Uh, she'll Yeah, so she'll turn to Crow. I'm trying to figure out if that's notice or investigate, but I mean,
Either one.
I think between Rakote and Crow, I think Crow's the only one with investigate on his sheet, right?
Aye.
Yes. So she will turn over a shoulder with her fins toward Crow and say, "This one is quite keen."
Well, that's good. Because you might have to be a bit more careful. I heard that there are still some trees near the foothills. Mother of Sleep, if your friend could look there, it would make our night that much easier.
What does she want?
Basically, you guys haven't really done this yet. There are the Timber Falls and a few other places where trees still exist. And with
Oh.
a proper investigate, you can find wood, and each wood you burn for a night reduces the challenge of that place by 1. Or, sorry, increases basically your shelter value by 1. So she's saying there are trees in those mountains. If you can find them, it'll raise that 6 shelter to possibly a 7 or even an 8.
Oh, damn. She will turn quizzically to Crow to kind of gauge his reaction of this. Check out my empathy.
If you roll an empathy when I could just tell you, I swear to God,
I'm gonna do
I'll
it.
give you nothing.
I refuse.
I'm not rolling empathy.
He
Okay.
appears disinterested. His shoulders are just sort of slumped. He's now in an idle state, now that he's sort of off the active path of hunting. So, drawn to attention, he slowly turns to you, and then looks off in the distance towards the woods. And since this is his survival as well, I have a rat coat, so I could be indifferent, but no, I'll go with it.
you honestly could, and I did laugh at the math there. You could just sit there in your cool coat as people are being devoured. It would be
Oh my
totally
God.
chill.
Just
That'd be so
totally
fucked
swaddled
up.
in the corner while people are trying to swat rats off them like evil mosquitoes.
All right.
He'll lazily gaze towards the trees, and won't even confirm. He'll just start trudging.
Okay.
She'll nod and say, "It will be done."
Thank you, Mother of Sleep. Thank you. And then she'll turn to Rasvan or Rakote and say, if you'd like to make yourselves comfortable, please. The walls are strong and the door is firm.
All right.
Yeah. Victor and Henrietta are going to look for trees too.
Oh no, they're Henrietta will turn towards the pale lady and say, God, what was it? The poison in Inez's blood, it hurt her to move. She is not far from here. Could you help? Just carry her. It's not a far distance. Or maybe the medicine, I've heard.
The idea of the pale lady, you being like, and the challenge is a 2? And I roll a -4. So I'm like, yeah, of course I'll carry her. And I try to pick her up and she's just slipping out of my slippery hands. Just,
Yeah.
oops.
Or she'll just say, are the medicine your peace? You could offer it to her.
I will attend to her.
Henrietta
Can you
will,
show me?
Yeah, of course. Henrietta will just nod and kind of just a bright joy on her face as she smiles and starts leading you south. Not very far.
Yes,
But it's
I
kind
will
of like
accompany
through
her.
winding. Okay. Cool. Rasvan Rakote will kind of follow you guys as you walk into the Colosseum itself, which is just as strong and impressive as they have led you to believe. As inside you see what might have been kind of a Colosseum, a storage of arms. Kind of, what would the word be? Racks that you would set various weapons, bolts, and maybe even pikes along. And just these entire rows just go all around this circular perimeter of this building. It's not hard to imagine that this might have at one time been kind of a bastion of might.
Hmm. Is there anyone else here? It's just us.
Yeah, just you currently.
Is it we talking like a big coliseum, or is it like
I, even the one in Rome isn't super large.
yeah, it's yeah.
It's a formidable structure, I would say, like maybe 400 feet. So right now, it's not readily apparent if there are other people in this place.
Okay. What time is it again?
Let's say 8. You have
Okay.
about an hour until the rats are upon thee.
All right.
You could go to the window at any time of day and check the wave of rats, and based on where it's at, that's your weather report.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to a higher spot, like one of the nosebleeds.
Yeah, easy enough. I mean, you kind of have to march your way up the steps, but as you get higher and higher, you're probably got a good 200-foot vantage point. You're kind of on a hilltop, so you can just see the entire splendor of this place below you.
Gonna go to the announcer box.
Okay. Yeah, you do. There's a full Gatorade in there.
Holy shit! All right.
Oh my god, nice.
Yeah, you can see there's kind of a situation, like where there might have been a tarp and even kind of seats to allow the more regal or the official to stand, but a lot of that has fallen into disarray, and it's just the stone beneath your feet.
Hmm.
And you're kind of
Oh,
just, yeah, you are just kind of cast in the sunlight as you kind of bathe in it, the warmth filtering down to you as the sun slowly and slowly sets in the distance. Rakote, what would you be doing?
I probably will go take this time. I'll eat my my fish and let's see. That will that turn the consequence to mending, or what does it do?
It does not cause it to mend, but it does lower it down to severity.
Okay. So what if I already have I have a mending in my moderate right now, but then I've got the severe.
Unfortunately, I think this is one of those situations you have to wait for your moderate to heal. When
Okay.
when did you get that?
I took that.
We should
Hold
really
on.
flavor these more particularly, because most of our fate is forgetting when we took something, and that seems like
Oh, it
low
was the
story
cannibal.
impact.
I was
It
gonna
was
say
the cannibal.
I was gonna say I have a little journal that I have it. I just don't have it open. Yes, it was when we were in the cannibal town, and then the pale lady started mending it.
It's been 2. It would basically be mended in the morning, but let's just cut all the paperwork out and say that you can do it right now, since it would be delaying it just that time.
Okay, and then I can bump this one
Yep.
down to a moderate.
Yep, I'm good with that. I think that's fair.
Okay. Yeah, it's just kind of bookkeeping because really, it just do we do it now or do we do it in a couple hours?
Yeah, exactly. So works for me, and I don't forget it, which I'm a fan of.
Yeah. Yeah, so he'll kind of find his own little private space or whatever. Not really. He's not a really private guy. He'll just go sit somewhere and start unwrapping the fish. And him being chum, I imagine he does not cook it. He just starts picking it apart and eating it the way that it is,
Like the
guts and all.
penguin.
I like the idea that despite the best part of you, the part that says it's wrong, it just feels natural to you.
Yeah, I like
Like
that
Hate
too.
that.
the
I feel
cooked
like
good.
the fucking blend for like ricotta is that it's like dignified to the point where he's eating it on like a hard surface on like the cloth that he's
Utensils.
wrapped it in.
Yeah.
But no, I do think he's just picking it apart with his claws, and like you said, it feels natural to just eat this cold, wet fish flesh and guts.
Yeah, and there's just kind of a wet spot and a few scattered bones when you're finally done with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
And
as
then
the muscles in his shoulders start to sew back together.
good fish.
But the strength that he gets from that meal is enough to kind of bolster his healing.
There's a creature feature of him hunched over, silhouetted by lightning strikes, as eating one fish. Momentum.
The power! It's inside me!
The fish!
Look away!
Let me out! Okay, and then Declan, the foothills are before you, and the sun is starting to peak beneath the hills, but you have this last chance to scavenge. It is an investigate challenge of 3, unfortunately.
Okay, all right. What can I do? What can I do? So what's the setting exactly before me?
Yeah, so you see just kind of a rise of foothills that lead up to the mountain pass. The sun is still at your back and you have a bit of light. But a lot of this appears to be barren. If you're going to find this tree, it's probably in a nook somewhere hidden along the spine of the mountain.
Yes, 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 of course. I'm really stretching my mind. I don't think...
If you let us down,
Give me an idea! Help me out!
Oh my god.
it's not my job to play
Stop!
fate for you.
Just
Looks
find
like you're in a
out.
bit of a pickle, says a man.
Oh my... Huh?
12 feet tall
Oh,
and 14 feet wide.
oh my
my
god.
God.
2 feet wide, damn.
Bogos Binter.
What?
He's the man of the Highlands.
Focus Pinter. Yeah. Why didn't we
You
think
didn't
of that
ask-
before?
You didn't ask how deep he was. 24 feet.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I'll help you out, and he starts to turn, which knocks over tree after
Yeah.
tree.
You're breaking up, Declan.
Yeah. Can't understand a word.
Breaking up.
Come on.
I mean, whatever the case, that can be true. Whether so, Pale Lady, and Victor are moving ahead of you, and Henrietta just seems ecstatic. Kind of keeps looking over her shoulder and smiling at you, and eventually leads you to what looks to be a fairly humble kind of tomb. And she will say, "This is it, Inez," and she'll just kind of yell. She moves in.